You ever have one of those days? You know, those weird, unexplainable moments where the world just feels a little off? Moments that kind of make you stop and question what's real? Well, today we're diving right into that feeling. We're talking about glitches in the grid.
Okay, let's get personal for a second. Think about this. You absolutely know you put your wallet on the nightstand. You check once, you check twice, you check 10 times. It's just gone. So you tear your whole room apart, you're getting super frustrated, and then later you walk back in and there it is, sitting right there in plain sight, exactly where you looked in the first place.
That weird, baffling moment. What if it's not just you being forgetful? What if we think about it as something totally different? Like a tiny error, a little hiccup in the code of your personal reality.
So let's start with the one we've all experienced, the most common version of this whole phenomenon, the one that I'm willing to bet has happened to every single one of us at some point.
I mean, we've all been there, right? This little script is universal. You start out totally confident in your memory, then comes that frantic search, the self-doubt kicks in, and finally you get this completely bizarre ending where the object just reappears, making you feel like you're going a little crazy. It's a classic for a reason.
You know, this experience is so common that it actually has a name. We're not just talking about being absent-minded anymore. We're moving into a specific, documented pattern. Okay, so let's break this down. The disappearing object phenomenon, or DOP. The most important phrase here is thoroughly searched. This isn't about you just glancing over something. No, this is about an item showing up again in a place you know you already looked, a spot you checked inside and out. It's one of those moments that just seems to defy any simple logical explanation.
But look, these little personal glitches, they're really just the beginning. Think of them as level 1. So what happens when the glitches get bigger? When they start affecting not just one little object in your room, but the entire world around you, or even our shared knowledge of it.
And that brings us to our next idea. This is when it feels like the actual software of reality gets a big update, but for some reason, you didn't get the memo.
So here we've got two pretty fascinating types of these bigger glitches. On one hand, you've got the geographic glitch. This is when you feel totally disoriented. You're walking a route you've taken 1,000 times, and bam, there's a new building or a park you love has just vanished. It's a major change to the physical world that you are positive wasn't there before. And then there's something maybe even stranger, the everyone knew but me effect. You probably know it as the Mandela effect. This is when a fact that everybody knows just changes, but only for you. You know, things like movie quotes or how a brand name is spelled. Stuff you remember one way, but now the whole world swears it was always the other way. All right, so you see where this is going, right? All of this, the keys, the buildings, the memories, it all leads us to that one huge pop culture question. If our world has bugs and weird inconsistencies, then what kind of system are we actually living in? I mean, that's the big question, isn't it? Are these things just tricks of the mind? You know, failures of memory? Or are we actually seeing something more? Something systemic? Could these be literal errors in the code of reality itself? I think this quote just nails it. It's such a perfect way to describe the feeling. Think about a video game that gets an update. The developers release patch notes to tell all the players what's changed. Now just imagine our world gets an update, but you never got the notes. That's the feeling. It's a powerful and honestly a kind of unsettling way to think about it. So at the end of the day, whether it's your keys doing a disappearing act or a collective memory shifting on you, all these events kind of do the same thing. They're these strange, uncanny reminders that poke holes in our nice, comfortable idea of a stable, predictable, and solid reality.
And that's really the thought we want to leave you with. If we just accept for a second that these might be genuine glitches, well, that forces a much, much bigger question, right? Because every program that has bugs has a programmer. Every system has an architect. So if our reality has glitches, what does that say about the system it's running on?